Broadcast Intercept 7-NULL. Case designation confirmed. Embedded signal. First logged occurrence. 3:14 a.m. October 9th, 1997. Duration of anomaly, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. This entry is being read from Intercept File 7-NULL. Internal classification pending review. The file has been reviewed by 11 analysts over the course of 27 years. 3 of those analysts are listed as active. The remaining 8 are listed under a status designation that does not correspond to any standard personnel category within this archive. The first documented instance was filed by a junior FCC monitoring technician stationed at Regional Observation Post 14, Boise, Idaho. Her name appears once in the file. On the original anomaly report, submitted the morning of October 10th, 1997. In that report, she described detecting a secondary carrier wave embedded beneath the standard emergency alert system tone at 3:14 a.m. on the preceding night. She noted that the wave had no registered origin point, that it was not present in any scheduled broadcast, and that it appeared, in her words, to exist beneath the alert rather than alongside it. She used that phrasing twice in the report, as if she had written it, reconsidered it, and decided it was still the most accurate description available to her. She submitted the report through standard channels. 3 days later, she was reassigned. Her reassignment papers cite scheduling restructuring. Her name does not appear in any subsequent file within this archive. A handwritten sticky note found clipped to the inside cover of this file, author unknown, reads, "She heard it twice before she filed." The physical evidence archived under Intercept 7-NULL includes spectral analysis printouts recovered from Post 14 and transferred to centralized storage in 2001. The printouts show a standard EAS frequency profile, with a secondary wave plotted beneath it at irregular but consistent intervals. The secondary wave does not match any registered broadcast frequency. It does not match any known interference pattern. It does not match the electromagnetic signature of any natural phenomenon on record. In 1999, a forensic audio technician was assigned to isolate the embedded signal from archived recordings of the original broadcast. She worked alone, per protocol. She produced a written transcript of what she heard during the isolation process. The transcript is 7 lines long. Lines 1 through 5 describe tonal qualities, rhythm, and what she called a structured interior pattern, a phrase she apparently borrowed from music theory, applying it to something that had no business being structured at all. Line 6 reads, "A sequence of phonemes that do not correspond to any catalogued language." Line 7 is listed as redacted. See Annex 4. Annex 4 is not included in this file. A request for Annex 4 was submitted in 2009. The request was acknowledged. The acknowledgement was itself later marked as unverifiable. Also archived, a photograph taken during a live broadcast monitoring session in 2003. Standard composition. A CRT television displaying emergency alert color bars, captured mid-broadcast at 3:14 a.m. The photograph measures 8 by 10 inches. Film grain consistent with available light indoor exposure. In the lower right quadrant of the screen, partially obscured by scan lines, There is a secondary image. The image is small. It depicts what appears to be a room. The room contains furniture that is not identifiable by shape alone. The photographer's field note, written in ink on the back of the photograph, reads, "A room I have not been in, but recognize." Beneath that, in different ink, in what appears to be a different hand, "I have seen it again." Neither annotation is attributed to a specific individual. The photograph has been authenticated. The secondary image is not a reflection. It is not a double exposure. It is not a defect in the film. Current notation on the physical evidence tag reads, "Origin of secondary image unresolved." The signal occurs at 3:14 a.m. It occurs simultaneously across every time zone where it has been detected, not sequentially, not with the delay one would expect from a broadcast originating at a fixed geographic point. Simultaneously. Duration is consistent, 4 minutes and 33 seconds across all 9,747 documented occurrences. It does not appear on digital broadcast infrastructure. It appears exclusively on analog systems, over-the-air transmitters, legacy cable systems, and certain shortwave receivers manufactured before 2001. Engineers assigned to the file have proposed 11 separate technical explanations for this restriction. All 11 have been formally ruled out. The embedded secondary frequency shifts incrementally each night. The shift is not random. A signals analyst assigned to the file in 2006 documented the pattern over 18 months, consuming what the file describes as an unreasonable volume of his personal time, and concluded, "Purposeful," as if the signal is searching for a specific receiver. He was rotated off the case in 2008. His replacement has not filed any notes in this archive. 3 incidents are listed under formal case notation. Incident 7-NULL 03, Rural Montana, 2001. A licensed radio operator began recording the signal nightly after detecting it on a legacy shortwave receiver. He was methodical. He labeled each recording by date and duration. Over the course of several months, he submitted 44 recordings to a private anomaly research group, along with detailed handwritten logs. The handwriting in the logs becomes noticeably smaller after recording 31. The 44th recording ends mid-sentence. What he was saying is legible. What he was responding to is not on the tape. Incident 7-NULL 11, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 2008. A public access television station broadcast what appeared to be standard emergency alert test programming at 3:14 a.m. on March 7th. The station had been off the air since 2005. The transmitter had been physically disconnected. The building was locked. No personnel were present on site. Power to the facility had been terminated at the utility level. The broadcast lasted exactly 4 minutes and 33 seconds. 3 residents within the broadcast radius reported watching it in real time. All 3 stated independently that the color bars appeared to breathe. Incident 7-NULL 19, Rural Nevada, 2014. A 4-person monitoring team was deployed to a decommissioned broadcast tower to attempt direct signal capture during the 3:14 a.m. window. Conditions were controlled. No receivers were active at the time of detection. All 4 team members reported hearing the signal through no device. 3 of the 4 subsequently submitted written descriptions of what they heard. Someone finishing a sentence we hadn't heard the beginning of. All 3 descriptions are identical, word for word, despite being filed separately, on different days, without any documented contact between the individuals following the deployment. The 4th team member did not submit a report. The 4th team member's personnel record within this archive ends on the date of the deployment. Current status. As of the most recent log detection, March 3rd, 2024, 3:14 a.m. The signal is still broadcasting. Every attempt to triangulate its origin has returned the same result. The signal does not originate from a single transmitter. It appears to originate from every transmitter simultaneously, with no identifiable primary source. The embedded frequency has shifted 9,747 times since October 1997. The pattern of those shifts has been partially decoded, not by any automated system, but by a single analyst working from printed spreadsheets in an office that this file notes, without elaboration, was later sealed. Her note in the file, dated February 2024, reads verbatim, "It is not searching for a receiver. It is counting down." The target number is not listed in this file. There is a blank line where it should be. The blank line is not blank in the way that an unanswered question is blank. It is blank in the way that a number has been deliberately removed. The paper beneath it shows the impression of writing. Final entry. Appended to this file without routing information. No author listed, no station designation, no internal classification code. Dated 4 days prior to the current record date. It found the frequency. We are not sure what that means yet. The phrase "we" is used. No signatory is provided. This file contains no record of a team currently active on this case.